All right, so today we're going deep, really deep, into the life of a fascinating figure, Gia Karanki.
Oh, yeah.
One of the first supermodels, really. And, you gave us this documentary-style synopsis on her life, and
Yeah.
it's quite a story, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I mean, she was this captivating figure. Her life tragically cut short. What I think is so interesting about it is it goes way beyond, like, the glitz and glamour of the fashion world.
It's way deeper than...
It's like there's a much deeper story there.
Sure.
So one thing that really stood out to me right away
Yeah.
was how the synopsis opens. It's like this vintage runway footage. And she is just like commanding everyone's attention.
Oh, she owns it.
But then it's the words they use to describe her.
Right.
They say rebellious beauty.
That's a good one.
Piercing eyes.
Yeah.
Undeniable presence.
Powerful.
She was a force.
Absolutely.
Wild, raw, effortlessly captivating. Like those words, they paint this vivid picture of someone who is more than just,
Right.
a pretty face.
Oh, way more.
It's almost like they're trying to capture lightning
Yeah.
in a bottle,
They are, and I don't think they even fully succeed. I mean, how can you?
Yeah, I mean, especially those words, piercing eyes. It makes you wonder, like, what did she see looking back at the camera at that young age?
It's haunting, isn't it?
It is.
Makes you think.
But the synopsis also hints at this darker side.
Right.
Like this contrast to her
Other side.
public image. It mentions this troubled childhood. Do you think those early experiences kind of played a role in...
I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, the synopsis talks about her running away from home multiple times, even as a kid, pretty young. So could that be like an early sign of her looking for an escape? And maybe that, tragically
manifested later in her addiction.
It's like that rebellious streak we talked about. It had this like dark side too.
It did. Two sides of the same coin, maybe.
Yeah.
The synopsis definitely doesn't shy away from her downfall.
No, it doesn't.
It talks about the heroin addiction, erratic behavior, losing all those modeling jobs. It's heartbreaking.
It is.
Especially how young she was when it all started.
So young.
Like 21, barely 21, on magazine covers everywhere.
Can you imagine the pressure?
Yeah, it's almost unimaginable.
And I mean, back then the modeling world was just
totally different.
A completely different beast, like the support systems you see now.
Yeah.
Awareness around addiction, mental health.
Right.
That was practically non-existent back then.
And that makes her death from AIDS-related complications all the more
tragic. Absolutely.
Tragic. Early 80s. I mean, the stigma around